episode of Ask a CMA. I'm Jesse Long, the CMA in question, and we are here with a special guest, Miss Monica Barrera, right?
Yes,
Is that how you say
yes,
it?
that is correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Monica, we have a tradition. Whenever I have somebody join us, I kind of talk a little bit beforehand about my experiences with them.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is to try to embarrass people.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
But the thing is that you and me, we haven't had that many interactions.
True. That is
So
true.
we don't really know each other too well. I will say just a couple things that I've kind of noticed about Monica. So Monica, the first thing I probably picked up on whenever I started working about 3 years ago now, can't believe it's been that long.
Time flies.
It does, is Monica is very personable. She is very down to earth and she's easy to talk to. She's very approachable. She's very nice. And she has a wonderful smile that whenever we don't have the mask on, it's always showing. And she's always been just a very upbeat and nice person. And it's wonderful to have that kind of personality around that's, very, it's just, you seem like you're always in a good mood. And that's awesome. And I'm sure you're not always in a good mood. I'm sure, like everybody, you have your moments, but
Yeah.
you're so good about just portraying that. And it's really cool to see, especially since I tend to be a little bit more of, I can be emotional, I guess. And it's just cool to see somebody who just always has a smile on their face. So, yeah, once again, we don't really know each other that well, but hopefully we can learn a little bit about each other.
Definitely.
Through this interview. So my first question is how long, or actually not how long, what is your job title and what are some of the responsibilities of your job?
Okay, so I am the Community Relations Specialist for the Salvation Army of the Coastal Bend, and my responsibilities include sharing with our community what the Salvation Army does, what our mission is. Okay, so our mission, in short, is we don't discriminate. We help any individual in need without discrimination, and we preach the word of God. So with that said, my responsibility is to share with the community how we help individuals in most need right here in our community. So there's a lot to it,
Yeah.
but that is in a nutshell. That's what it is. But yeah.
Yeah, and with your job and your responsibilities, one thing I respect about it is that I couldn't do it. I think it does. It takes a very special person who, once again, has that kind of personality that you do, where you are very open to talking with people, and you're very personable. You're very approachable.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're very welcome, and
Thank
you're
you.
very excellent at your job.
Thank you.
And your job is extremely important. One thing, about the Salvation Army is sometimes people look at it and they only think of one aspect
Yes.
of the Army, right?
That's
and
true. Mhm.
Like your job is so important about making sure people realize that it's not just a thrift store or it's not just Angel Tree. It's
Or
all
the
of
red
these
kettles,
things.
or
And how, yeah, exactly,
Yes.
and how we need help to keep those things going. So,
Yeah.
you have a very important job.
yes.
You do. So, how long have you been working here at the Corpus Christi Salvation Army?
I came to the Salvation Army in 2018, so about 2.5 years now, and I work closely with other PR directors in the community, and again, my job is just to share what we do here at the Salvation Army, to share with our donors why donate to the Salvation Army, to share with the community why volunteer with the Salvation Army, and just to let everybody know that it's when people come to the Salvation Army, it's a range of problems, homelessness. We know that that's a big issue in Corpus, and the Salvation Army works every day to help those individuals. So with my job, what I love most about my job is when people come to the Salvation Army, they are in search of hope, of help, of resources, And the great part of my job is to see how the Salvation Army transforms these lives. Because no one wakes up saying, I'm going to become homeless today, or I'm going to get a divorce today. Nobody wakes up saying, I'm going to lose my job today. Nobody wakes up saying, I'm going to use this drug today. These are just unfortunate events that happen. And so in my position, it's just so important to share with the community, with our donors, with our volunteers, how precious their time and their contributions are to our organization.
Absolutely. So you've been working here about 2.5 years.
Yes.
So you and me started about the same time.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we did.
All right. But yeah, that's an excellent point. I don't think people realize sometimes whenever, and not just the Salvation Army, but other groups who kind of work with individuals like we do, they don't look at it like that. Sometimes they don't understand that nobody woke up wanting to be homeless that day.
Yeah.
You know, and it's thank you all to anybody who watches this, who volunteers your time or donates.
Absolutely.
Thank you all very much, because it truly goes to help.
Yes, and one of the hardest parts about my job is actually while individuals are coming to us in their hardest moments, again, it is very difficult to see that, especially with children involved, because the average age of a child living in our shelter is 9 years old. At a very young age, it's such an important time for these children to learn and grow, so it becomes difficult as a family to live a normal lifestyle. So with the Salvation Army, again, one of the best parts of my job is seeing them able to find that hope. We help with school supplies. Right now we're helping with school supplies. We're helping with clothing. So that's why this organization is so important. And I'm doing my job right now. Yes, so I love sharing our story with the community. For example, the boxes at Walmart were there, and someone asked me, what are those boxes for? So it's every opportunity to share what we do. That's what I love about my job.
Yeah, and you're talking about, was it last weekend we set up boxes in the different Walmarts around town to get school supplies.
Yes. Yeah. So for Stuff the Best, yes.
Yeah, so you've been working here for about 2.5 years. You've kind of touched on a few questions that I usually save to the end, but it's good. You went ahead and cut it off right then, so I like it. Something else I wanted to kind of know is, this is a two-part question. Coming to work with the Salvation Army, what did you think, or what was your knowledge about what we did before working here? And since working here, I'm sure it has, but can you kind of touch on a little bit about how much may have surprised you or how much you've learned from?
So when I first came to the Salvation, when I was looking for work before I got my job, ironically, I had just passed the Salvation Army, and I knew nothing about the Salvation Army, but I had just passed it. And later that week, I had applied here. I just thought that was such a weird coincidence. I don't know. I didn't know much, but I learned so much working here, and I just explained a little bit of that. But I learned that families' lives are transformed, and the Salvation Army not only helps with homelessness. It's Christmas time. During Christmas time, we support with Christmas gifts. Food with the canteen. We take the canteen out and distribute meals to the homeless. So I didn't know that Salvation Army did all that. Hurricane Harvey, I think Salvation Army, in the millions of dollars spent to help those in need. Thousands of meals distributed when Hurricane Harvey happened. So I didn't know that there was hurricane disaster recovery. So I learned that Salvation Army is there to support not only for those who are homeless, but for many other things. And we were just saying, like, school supplies, school clothes. So
Absolutely. And as you touched on earlier, the Salvation Army as a whole combines so many different aspects. We have social service, but we also have our thrift store, we have the church side of it. But one thing I do like about the Army is all of it works together to meet the needs of the people we're serving.
Yes, absolutely.
All of it works together to first meet their physical needs,
Mm-hmm.
make sure people are getting fed, and then from that, hopefully they can kind of see Christ through us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So Monica, I just wanted to say thank you very much. I know this was kind of a short interview, but the thing is that it didn't need to be long because you're so good. It's your job about, you know what you're talking about. I just want to, reiterate once again, just thank you for all that you do. Thank you for getting the word up there about, the Salvation Army
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that the people who come and volunteer, the people who come and fill in their heart to donate, that they understand that they are needed and that they're
Absolutely.
appreciated
Absolutely.
as well. So I've been working with the Salvation Army since I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some type of job, paying job, since I was 15. So what is that, 17? I'm 32, so I can't do math. 17 years, I think.
And that is very awesome. Very
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you. It also just means I should be close to retirement, but I've got a long way. But the point in me bringing that up is once you start working here and you make it through that first Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
as our former HR David Anderson would say, once you make it through Christmas,
Yes.
if you make it through Christmas, you're probably going to stick around.
Yep.
I just bring that up to say that, I hope that you're going to be here for a while, and I hope that you continue to just do the amazing job you're doing here in Corpus Christi, because it is very much appreciated.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just as much as, we appreciate the volunteers and our donors, we also appreciate, for me, I appreciate my coworkers, which includes you, includes Kyle, it includes everybody. So
Yeah, and with that said,
you.
Salvation Army, it's a great team.
Yeah.
It really is a great team. I enjoy not only working for Salvation Army, but I admire,
Yeah.
everyone who comes to work here, because everyone has a great passion
Absolutely.
for what they do. And that's the best part. That's
Yeah.
one of the best parts of it. But yes, I love my position. All my family, they're happy to know that I'm with the Salvation Army, and we are doing so much good in the community, and I'm really proud of that.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Monica,
Of
once
course.
again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Before we go, as you guys can see, we're both wearing our masks.
Yes,
Make
we are.
sure as you're out in the community, if you need to go out, please make sure you wear your mask.
Yes.
Guys, if we want things to go back to normal, the best thing we can do is follow guidelines.
And we do, because we want you to come and volunteer with us.
Absolutely.
So
All right.
yes.
Yes. All right. Well, Monica, thank you once again.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.